Where do you get your protein? Yeah, but where do you get your protein from? You should be careful because you're probably not gonna get enough protein. What about protein? Protein, protein, protein. Hey you guys, what is up? Welcome to another video. This is a very hot topic, has always been when it comes to a plant-based diet or a vegan diet. As soon as you decide that you want to eat this way, you will have people asking you, but where do you get your protein? If you're new to my channel, please make sure that you like this video and subscribe so you know when I have new videos coming out. I have a ton of recipe videos that will help you guys get started if you're brand new to this lifestyle. So let's get into this video right now. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you how to get complete protein on a vegan or plant-based diet. Now, despite what people think, there's plenty of ways to make sure that you're getting enough protein on a vegan or a plant-based diet. In fact, if you're eating enough variety in your diet coming from whole plant-based foods like grains and beans and starchy vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, fruits, vegetables, raw and cooked, as well as a little bit of nuts and seeds every single day, and you're keeping it varied, you will get enough protein. However, it's important to note that not all plant-based proteins are complete protein, meaning protein sources that contain all 9 essential amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein, and while your body can produce a lot of them, 9 of them have to be obtained from your diet, and these are the 9. The 9 that have to be obtained through your diet are referred to as essential amino acids and include this list. Now, people will tell you that animal foods contain complete proteins, and they're right. Things like beef and chicken and eggs and any kind of meat will contain those complete proteins. However, there are many plant proteins that don't contain all of the 9 essential amino acids. They're missing a couple, or they just don't have everything that the animal foods have. But that's not a drawback. You can combine a lot of different plant foods to have complete protein. By eating a variety of plant-based foods every single day, you're gonna be able to combine different kinds of plant proteins to make complete proteins. And I'm gonna share with you some of the really easy ways that you can do that. So a really simple example that you may have already heard of when it comes to a complete protein is combining things like rice and beans. Because a whole grain, like a brown rice, for example, has a certain amount of proteins but may not have all the proteins. If you combine it with a bean or a lentil that has different proteins, then you can create a complete protein. And you can make sure that you're obtaining all 9 essential amino acids. So just to reiterate, it's not a deal breaker if you don't have complete proteins at every single meal. But say there are people who are worried about this out there and they want to make sure that they're having complete proteins, I'm gonna share with you what you can do to get those complete proteins in. So here are some nearly complete proteins that you can have as a vegan, as somebody on a whole food plant-based diet, or even a vegetarian diet. The first one I wanna bring up is quinoa. Now quinoa kind of looks like couscous, but it has a richer protein profile, and it also kind of has a nutty flavor. Because quinoa doesn't grow from a grass like regular grains do, it's actually considered like a pseudo cereal, and it's actually gluten-free. So it's a great option if you are gluten-free, or if you want to have gluten-free grains in your diet. 1 cup of quinoa provides 8 grams of protein, and so it's very high in protein when it comes to a plant source. In addition to being a complete protein, quinoa provides lots of minerals like magnesium, zinc, iron, and more fiber than common grains out there. You can use it in place of any kind of rice or grain in any kind of recipe that you would like, and you could also make something like an oatmeal, but make it with quinoa to up your protein intake. Next up would be some soy products that are as minimally processed as possible. Now I know soy gets a really bad rap, but if you get minimally processed soy from organic sources, you're actually getting a lot of good quality complete protein. So things like tofu or tempeh, or even the edamame, which are just the soybeans, the green soybeans, you're gonna get a lot of protein. Now, are they truly whole foods, unprocessed? Absolutely not, except for the edamame bean itself. But they're really minimally processed and great ways to get in protein. A 3-ounce serving of tofu provides 8 grams of protein and also provides calcium, potassium, and iron for you. Tempeh is a great choice if you want something nuttier or heartier than tofu, and it's made from fermented soybeans as well as other nuts and grains to kind of give it this nuttier kind of patty. 3 ounces of tempeh contains 11 grams of protein, so that's a really good bang for your buck. And it's also a great source of fiber, potassium, and calcium. Edamame are the whole beans like I talked about, so the green pods, and you just, squeeze the little beans out of them. I love edamame. I think it's a great addition to so many different kinds of meals. You can have it alone as a snack with just a little bit of Himalayan salt. You can put it in a bowl. You can put it in salads. Just steam it gently and you're gonna get a really good flavor from those beans. And they keep you full for a very long time. Half a cup of edamame also gives you 8 grams of protein, as well as a good amount of vitamin C, fiber, calcium, and iron. Next up is amaranth, which is another pseudo cereal that provides a lot of protein. Again, it's another really popular gluten-free grain alternative. It's similar to quinoa in that when you cook with it or add it to some granola bars or have it as a porridge on the side, it has that kind of nutty flavor. And it's also a great source of fiber, potassium, and calcium. You can grind it into a flour in your blender and actually use it as a baking option for gluten-free baking. 1 cup of amaranth has 9 grams of protein, and it's also a great source of manganese, magnesium, phosphorus, and iron. So unlike most breads, the Ezekiel bread actually provides all 9 essential amino acids, and studies have shown that the sprouting effect of grains and legumes actually ups the actual amino acid content. If you really want to get a lot of protein in a meal, you could do something like 2 slices of Ezekiel bread, a tempeh patty, and add some leafy greens to that, as well as some tomatoes, and you're getting a really protein-packed easy sandwich. Spirulina is probably something that you've heard of as far as supplementation for people on a vegan, a vegetarian, or a whole food plant-based diet. And it's a really great thing to be able to add in easily to pretty much anything. I put spirulina into my smoothies and into my son's smoothies just to make sure that he's getting an extra boost. 1 tablespoon of spirulina provides 4 grams of protein. It's really rich in antioxidants, provides several of the B vitamins, zinc, and copper. And it doesn't change the taste of your smoothie in any way. It actually tastes really good. You can also have it in tablet form, but I think it's really easy to just pop into your smoothies and it just not even realize that it's there. Next up are some seeds that I really enjoy, again, placing in oatmeal or into a smoothie. Super easy to do. You can use things like hemp seeds and chia seeds. All of these are really high in omega-3 fatty acids, but it's also a boost of protein for your diet. Now, while I recommend keeping your fat on the lower side, things like hemp seeds, chia seeds have enough protein, complete protein in them. For example, 3 tablespoons of hulled hemp seeds actually contains 10 grams of protein. And they can also be a great source of minerals. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds provides 4 grams of protein, and chia seeds are really versatile. You can make a pudding out of them, you can put them on your yogurt, you can put them in oatmeal. I love adding hemp seeds, flax seeds, and chia seeds to my diets in low, adequate amounts, just so that I don't get too much fat in my diet, but they're a great way to get essential proteins as well as essential fatty acids in your diet. Next up is rice and beans, and I spoke about this in the beginning as the classic example. I think when people think about vegan diets and they think about a complete protein, the first thing you go to, because you hear it so often, is rice and beans. Now, rice is lacking some of the proteins that beans have, and beans lack some of the proteins that the rice has, but when you put them together, you get that complete protein. It's actually such an easy way to add in complete protein into your day. 1 cup of rice provides 12 grams of protein, and not only that, it provides 10 grams of fiber. Fiber is so important to our diet for disease control, disease prevention, as well as weight loss. We need fiber in our diet, so rice and beans are a really easy and great choice. You could do a simple meal of greens plus rice and beans plus some salsa or guacamole or roasted vegetables, and you've got this amazing meal, tasteful, flavorful, and full of protein and a high-profile, nutrient-dense, fiber-rich meal. And the last source of plant foods that I want to bring up, now not all of these are complete protein sources, but you really want to make sure you get these in your diet on a daily basis, are a wide variety of greens, especially in particular dark, rich, leafy greens and sprouts. These contain such a high content of minerals and nutrients that we need, in addition to protein, that you really ought to be getting them into your diet every single day. So things like watercress, broccoli sprouts, kale sprouts, spinach, just regular kale, bok choy, asparagus, mustard green, collard greens, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. All of these are really great greens and leafy greens that you want to just mix up in your daily diet. So important. You cannot neglect greens when it comes to protein or comes to your overall nutrition and health profile. So even though these vegetables may not be the highest sources of protein or complete proteins, you want to make sure that you're adding them in because they contain a good amount of protein compared to other foods. And these protein-rich vegetables are a great way to add in bulk to your diet, fiber into your diet, and help keep you full and satisfied for longer. If you've watched any of my previous videos on weight loss, you always hear me talking about eating high volume but low calorie foods, and these kind of vegetables are where it's at. They're going to keep you full longer and help you shed extra weight as well as keep you as healthy as possible. So I just want to encourage you, if you're new to a whole food plant-based diet or a vegan diet or even a vegetarian diet, everybody becomes a nutritionist once they find out that you're trying to make changes in your life to eat better and have higher nutrient in your diet. Despite what people say or think, you can get many, many sources of complete plant protein in your diet on a daily basis, and it's really quite easy. The bottom line is that you want to make sure that your diet contains enough calories for you to function and be able to get through your day with lots of energy, and you want to have a wide variety of whole food, plant-based sources on a daily basis. So mix it up. Try new vegetables every single week. Try a grain that you've never had before. Add some legumes or some lentils to a dish that you've never made. Look up different recipes. I have a ton of recipes. I'll leave some playlists down below if you're just feeling like you don't know where to start. Just keep things varied. Keep trying new things. Keep learning, and just make sure that you're getting a wide variety of food. And by doing that, you'll make sure that you're covered with your protein needs, your mineral needs, your vitamin needs, and you're gonna be thriving. So I hope you guys got some information out of this video and that you found it helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, so that you know when I have new videos coming out. If you have any questions regarding this subject or anything else that you might want to know, leave them down in the comments below and I will get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.